friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Dee. I am a Saint Beauty artist and a DIY lash enthusiast and really just a lover of all things beauty. I cannot speak today, so I'm gonna try to get through. I've done like 10,000 intros and I'm like, this is gonna be the last one. But basically today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be talking about the Senegence Shadowsense. So one thing that you will see on my videos or on my YouTube channel is I'm not brand specific. And that is one of the things I'm very, very transparent about. Even though I am a Saint Beauty artist, I don't just wear Saint Beauty stuff. If I find another product that I like, I'm going to showcase it. It is not all about Saint Beauty. I do use other eyeshadows. I use other lipsticks. Sometimes I use other cheek colors. The one thing I do not use is any other concealer or foundation. That I only use Saint products. But basically, here's everything in my whole palette, but I don't always use these eyeshadows. I've actually come across these Senegence Shadowsense, and when I first started using them, probably about 2 years ago, what I found was I wasn't using them correctly. I was using my finger to apply them. I don't know what the heck's going on with my hair, but I was using my finger to apply them and I couldn't really figure out, it's like, why does everybody rave about these things? Now, in full disclosure, let me see. So this is my makeup thing. This is the lipstick that I wear normally. Of course, I'm not wearing it on my lips because that would be, requires some organized effort. But I am hardcore with the Lip Sense. So it is a brand that I have used for a while, but when I use the Shadowsense that look like this, I was using them with my finger and I was like, oh, these really aren't that great. Like, I don't understand. So I started using them with eyeshadow brushes and holy crap, I'm like, what in the world? Why have I been doing this the wrong way for so long? So I started watching like other people who kind of sell the makeup, distributors and all that stuff. And they were applying it with brushes and I was like, oh, well, maybe let me go ahead and try it that way. And mind blown. Now I have done some videos on like eyeshadow sticks. I don't think I've done one of like liquid eyeshadows, but in full disclosure, I prefer eyeshadow sticks or liquid eyeshadows when it comes to when I wear DIY lashes. I find that my lashes don't get glumpy as much. A lot of times with powder foundation, you have fallout no matter what brand you have, but I prefer liquid eyeshadow or eyeshadow sticks when I'm wearing DIY lashes. When I'm wearing lashes like this, I just find that it goes on better. My lashes stay cleaner. It's easier to remove, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, what I'm going to do is kind of talk through show you guys the tips and tricks that I have found where I can get that all day long wear, but also where it doesn't crease. And that was kind of the problem I was having before, was they weren't really pigmented and I was finding that they were creasing throughout the day. So I'm gonna kind of go through the tips and tricks. I'm gonna showcase, this is not an all-inclusive. They have so many different colors, but these retail for $25. I'm gonna show you what I have in my set. I also am going to be doing a video with one of the new bundles, limited edition bundles that they just came out with, but I'm just gonna kind of show you. So this is a long intro, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that I do when I go to apply, and it's really any type of eyeshadow, is I always take like a clean towel and I'm just gonna wipe off any of my excess like cream products. Now, a lot of beauty artists will say, primers, or even Saint artists will say, oh, prime your lips with the cream products or whatever. I personally have found that when I do that, I do get more creasing. So what I do is I just literally strip everything off and I don't use any primer. I just go in right away with the product. So this is one of the colors that I have in my collection. This is Canyon. And what I love about it is like the perfect neutral transition color. I use it as, or not transition, an all over eye shadow color. It's very, very close to my skin color. And I just find that it's just that perfect base. It helps to camouflage. I need to get new brushes. My Jaclyn Hill brushes are so old that they're starting to shed and I need to get new ones. But you can see here the difference. It just kind of helps camouflage all the veins that I have, and it just has this nice wash of color, so I can go in with whatever color I want. And so that's what I really, really like about it. I think it's just the perfect base color. particularly for my skin. If you are somebody who has a little bit darker skin tone than me or darker, then obviously it's gonna look a little bit different, but I still think it's a pretty neutral color. And you see here, I'm literally just doing windshield wiper motions like I do with powder. It is super easy, but what I find is a lot of times with powder, like I'm not a makeup artist. I've been doing makeup for years and years and years, and I've picked up some tips and tricks. But if you're somebody who is just starting out with makeup, you're not comfortable with makeup, one thing that I absolutely love about these is they're dummy proof. Like you do not have to be a makeup artist. You don't have to have done your makeup for 10, 15, 20 years or whatever. You can just be a newbie and come in here and they just blend out really, really pretty. So the brush that I was using, this is the Jaclyn Hill, the Morphe by Jaclyn Hill JH36. It's just kind of a big buff, like big fluffy brush. So that's kind of what I use to get that all over color. Now the next color I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna try to do kind of a little bit of a little fall inspired look, even though I perfectly understand that my shirt is not screaming fall and my lips are not screaming fall. But one thing that you'll learn about me is I don't have my crap together. So I'll just go with an idea and I'm like, nothing else matches with it, but we're just gonna go ahead and go with it. So this is the next color I have. I picked this color up because I thought it was really, really pretty. It is the color orange, perfectly named, but this is what it looks like swatched. It is orange. Now, it could be a little bit of a scary color, but I find that it's kind of a little bit more sheer. It's not a big, bold, in your face color. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply this all over my lid. And I'm gonna go in with the JH37. This is a little bit smaller than the fluffy brush that I was using before. And I'm just going to blend this out on my lid. I just wanna create a little bit of like an orangey kind of look. Go in a little bit more. And what I also like about these is they layer really, really well. So if you want something a little bit darker, then you can definitely just keep layering and packing on the color. And you see how the brush is, like these brushes are old and I need to pick up new ones. Like I've had them since they've literally launched, which I can't even remember how long ago, but I have used and abused them and they are now telling me it is time to get new brushes. So that is that. Again, just kind of a little bit more of a fall inspired thing, but you can see how pretty that blended out. And it's layered. So if I want to go, maybe that orange isn't, you know, bright enough or whatever, you can definitely pack some more on until you get your desired color. You can see here with this color, I'm packing it a little bit more. I'm doing more of a stippling motion. I find when I layer a little bit more, it's a little bit easier to do that stippling motion just to help blend it out. And I'm just really kind of focusing it on my lid. I'm bringing it up a little bit because I do want to be able to see it a little bit because I do have hooded eyes, but look at how pretty, and look at how pretty it blended out. So next I'm going to go in with the color. This is Caramelized Shimmer. So it looks like this, and it's kind of this bronzy color. And what I found is like, oh gosh, it's so pretty. Now it looks super, super dark. And when I first started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be way too dark. I don't know what I'm going to do. But what I do is I go in again with that smaller brush and I just pack it on. I'm just focusing it on the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm kind of bringing it down into my lower lashes just to kind of give that little bit of a smoky look. And I like to bring it down because I feel like it ties the whole makeup look in. So I'm gonna go in a little bit more to darken that up and just focus it right here. Kind of doing like a V. And just really just focusing it right there. A little bit more dramatic than what I was originally going for, but we're just gonna go with it. Oh, and I forgot to say, that is a bruise. I had PRF done, which is a under eye treatment, and my bruise is not going away. But that is why you should follow treatment plans. So if your injector says, hey, stop alcohol a week before to limit bruising, you should probably do it. Highly recommend that you do it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bruise. One thing that I want to show is I feel like I've got it a little bit down here, like it's kind of drooping my eyes. So one thing I love is I can take the cream, the Saint Cream makeup, and what I'm doing is I'm taking a little buff brush and putting a little bit at the end. Maybe I got a little bit too much. And then I'm just gonna tap it. So it kind of lifts it up instead of having it droop down. Kind of cleans it up, makes it look a little bit more, not as sloppy. So the other thing, I'm gonna go ahead and put my mascara on. I've been using the Tarte, I don't even know what this is, the Tarte tubing mascara that they just came out. It's called Tartlet. And I've been loving it for my bottom eyelashes. I'm probably gonna do a full video so you guys can see what it looks like without false eyelashes, but I've been really, really liking it. Okay, so that is the finished look, kind of a fall pumpkin-y inspired thing, literally using 3 eyeshadows. I'm really excited. I just wanted to share it with you guys because if you're looking for something that there's a whole variety of colors, they're great for DIY lashes. They're literally dummy proof. They blend really, really easily. They last all day. They don't crease. They're really, I mean, it's easy to store them. I mean, they're not horrible to store. I just really, really like them. And you can apply them with your fingers. I have like some of the matte stuff or whatever, but when you apply it with the brush, it is just amazing. And that was what I was doing the wrong way, if you will, was I was trying to pack it all with my fingers and it really wasn't working. I think my fingers were heating the product up a little bit too much and it wasn't allowing it to dry and kind of set. And when I started using the fluffy brushes, I was like, okay, this is it. This is amazing. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. Really, really pretty colors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I definitely will continue to be purchasing these and showcasing them. But if you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, bye.